just want to say how great it is that you all came out for this. It always shows that passion for books and literature are alive and well. You know, it's a really important part of our society. Yes, what would you like to say
And
about
I just
that?
I agree with you. I do. The big books that influenced me were such a dull list, but it's The Sun Also Rises. I definitely remember reading a Jacqueline Suzanne novel in like 1974 that felt very adult to me. Mario Puzo's The Godfather I read. It was the first book that I saw the word fuck in. And things like that. Carrie, the Stephen King book, I read it twice in a night when I was 10. I discovered Joan Didion was a big part of wanting to become a writer. Then it kind of stopped. I think the last major writer that influenced me was Don DeLillo in the 80s and early 90s. And then it kind of stops and you just kind of have, I don't know how influenced I am necessarily. Also influenced by film. So movies were just as influential in a way as books were.
How did you feel when American Psycho came out as a movie? Did you consult on it? Would you have endorsed the movie the way it was done?
No one in their right mind thought that book would ever be turned into a movie. There were not a lot of takers. It wasn't like there was a line around the block of producers handing over money to make that book into a movie. A lot of people didn't even think that there was a book there, let alone a movie. So there was one or two passionate people who really did see it as one, and they were the only ones who made an offer. And we kind of went with that offer. I really wasn't that interested in the process because I never thought it was actually going to be made, because most movies aren't. The one thing that Mary Harron, who directed it, wanted from me, she wanted my approval of Christian Bale. When I met him in LA, I came to the hotel and he was dressed as Patrick Bateman and in character as Patrick Bateman. Got to the point about 5 minutes into dinner at Indochine, having dinner with Christian Bale pretending to be Patrick Bateman. I can tell you, it sounds more fun than it is. It sounds like more fun than it was. It was completely unnerving and kind of embarrassing. And finally, I just said, stop it. Just stop it. Don't do it. And then he kind of relaxed, and then Mary Harron joined us. She wanted us to just hang out, have a drink, get together. And then it was like, okay, I mean, if you want this freak to play this role, please do it. But this is a very long answer to a very simple question. Did I have any say over the movie at all? No, I didn't. Well, it's very interesting, and I do talk about this with writers, that idea of a span of time, and that you can look at certain writers' careers and go, oh, that was the 10 years. That's when they published those 3 books. It gets chilling to realize that is true for most writers. They do have that period where they produce their best work. I published 7 books, a couple thousand pages of fiction. I don't know where the next thing is necessarily, and if the next novel exists, then it exists as kind of a nonfiction novel, kind of a memory novel in a way, about a particular thing that I really do want to write about that happened to me in high school. But now looking back on it and much more clearly and seeing how everything kind of fell into place. If I do write another novel, that's it. But I'm also thinking about collecting a book of essays and just a lot of other things. For example, the things that I'm interested in right now are doing a podcast. I'm writing and directing a web series right now. I've been trying to get a couple of movies made, mini-series, TV stuff, working on a play, directing commercials. I mean, there's this all these opportunities that have opened up that seem to me as interesting as the novel. So that's just where I am right now.